in this very short video, I thought it would be fun for us to look at a couple of different quotes from Luther and from Calvin to see if we can discern, based upon what we've learned, who says what. Calvin very much was certain that God was above all things, all powerful, all sovereign, all controlling. He is certain that because of God's desire for his own glory, that one can very easily tell what God's motives are. And so he'll be focused on God's sovereign will in many of his statements. Luther, on the other hand, does not emphasize nearly so strongly the sovereignty of God as the mystery of God, but he does know human beings and he knows they're a bunch of dirty sinners. And so we're going to be looking at a couple of these guys' quotes to see who says what. See if you can pick who says what before I reveal the answer. Who said this? Nothing is easier than sinning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you get it? Luther. Okay, next one. Who said, our Lord God must be a pious man to be able to love rascals. I can't do it, and yet I am a rascal myself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Luther, Mr. Cook, I thought you said that Luther tended to focus on the human perspective. Yes, he does, and notice this is exactly what he does here. He speculates about God, makes no claims for sure about God. God must be a pious man to be able to love such rascals, and then he lands on himself. I am a man, and yet I can't love such rascals myself. Definitely a Luther quote. Who said this? Seeing that a pilot steers the ship in which we sail, who will never allow us to perish, even in the midst of shipwrecks, there is no reason why our minds should be overwhelmed with fear and overcome with weariness. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, everyone knows Calvin. God's whole purpose. Okay, Calvin. Faith must trample underfoot all reason, sense, and understanding. That's going to be Luther. Pray and let God worry. Well, that sounds like a Luther to me. God preordained for his own glory and the display of his attributes of mercy and justice, a part of the human race without any merit of their own to eternal salvation, and another part in just punishment of their sin to eternal damnation. Thank you, Calvin. Is it faith to understand nothing and merely submit your convictions implicitly to the church? All right, now before you guys are saying, oh, obviously because they're talking about faith, it's Luther. No, no, no. Notice, of course, it's questioning faith. This, of course, would be John Calvin. And finally, let's look at this quote from a marvelous Calvinist to really bring us home. Oh, no single piece of our mental world is to be hermetically sealed off from the rest, and there is not a square inch of the whole domain of our existence over which Christ, who is sovereign over all, does not cry mine. Hopefully you've enjoyed this little bit on Calvin. There's a lot more to Calvinism than explained here, mostly just focusing on that which differentiates him from other Protestant reformers.